Greetings, BougeRV is back with yet another updated camping product for 2026. This time it is the T1 Portable Telescopic Light. Now this is an upgraded version of the one that I reviewed a year ago around this time that's supposed to be bigger, better, badder, tougher, and with more features than ever. And it certainly looks the part, but is it any good? Let's find out.
HOBOTECH.
Now let's go over features and specs and then do some real world testing. Now unlike last year's model, the T1 is made from a solid metal tube and ABS plastic on the impact sides, making this thing very robust. I mean, this thing's a beast. Definitely don't drop it on your bare foot. This new version sports IPX5 water resistance versus IP54 of the outgoing model, making this far more water resistant. That means it can take rain from any direction and actually sprays of water from any direction. No doubt removing the sliding power switch alone on the old model made it more waterproof. Now this features the same size 15,600 milliamp hour or 58 watt hour NMC lithium battery as the outgoing model, but claims a whopping 90-hour runtime compared to the 60-hour runtime of the original. Obviously something has to give here. That means at the lowest setting, it has to be about a third of the lumens output, and we will test that. So you're going to have a dimmer night light in order to conserve power. Note that the highest output is the same 3,000 lumens as the original, so that hasn't changed. Now something to note, the website claims a 102-hour runtime in one place and a 90-hour runtime in another. Their claim of 102 hours is actually 12 nights at 8 hours per night. I don't know whose math that is, but they came up with 102 hours from that calculation. Anyway, I'm just going to stick with the 90 hours that it shows on the specs page, and they do include a book that gives you specifications as well. 90 hours, 102 hours, whatever, it's a lot. Now the next upgrade is faster USB-C charging. Now this speed has been cut in half from 5 hours to about 2.5 thanks to a faster 30-watt USB-C protocol. Now this charging is bi-directional, meaning you can pump power in and take power out using this as a portable power bank while you're camping, which is a super nice feature because that means one less thing you got to carry. Also, it can be easily charged by any solar panel with USB-C charging, even though it's not mentioned or shown anywhere on the website or in their manual. Now, as for specifications, this product is 2.7 inches round by 11.5 inches long and weighs in at just under 2.5 pounds. Now, it does extend with fold-out legs and these 3 lights on the top, and it can provide light for up to 1,000 square feet. So you can see these legs fold out, click into place, and then this actually telescopes all the way up to 66 inches, which I can't show you on screen because it would never fit, but there you go. It actually probably can go another foot or two. And then these lights rotate 180 degrees, or 270 degrees actually, I should say, and then they have reflectors on the back side. So just like the old model, except these feel a lot more robust and clicky and with metal instead of plastic. Now as for the design, there are 3 soft buttons on top. You can see them here. Each one has to be held for about 1 second to activate. Now a single press of the main power button starts you off at the lowest white setting with 1 arm. Second press is 2 arms, third press is 3 arms. Now this 1 arm light is supposed to be the 90-hour setting. Each press, as you see, lights up another arm, and then there's another button that adjusts the settings of brightness between low, medium, and high. Then the third button toggles color from bright white at 6,000 Kelvin to warm white at 2,000 Kelvin, and then, get this, a red light. Yes, new for the T1 is a red light for use at nighttime. Now, Bouge does state the 90-hour runtime is from the white light, but I would think this red light, being more efficient than white, may actually provide the longest runtime of them all. However, I'm not going to take 100 hours to find out. Somebody wants to do that, they can post the results in the comments. But wait, there's more. There are 3 more modes available. Now first is the regular flashlight, which is turned on by holding the flashlight button. That also has 3 brightness settings by pushing one of the other buttons. There's also an instant red mode that you can activate by holding down these 2 buttons at the same time. and that gives you instant red. Then of course, no flashlight would be complete without this final mode, and you guessed it, SOS. Also with 3 brightness settings, it's perfect for calling down our little buddies from upstairs. Last but not least, there are 4 lights on the bottom to show battery charge level.
Tell me how many lights you see.
There are 4 lights!
And that's right above the single covered USB-C port. Note, this also has a hanger on the bottom that you can pull out and use a hook to hang it. Unfortunately, there is no magnet built in to use it as a work light. Now, we only have limited time to get this review out, and since this uses the same battery as the last year's model, I see no need to do the capacity test over again, as that one scored 98% capacity. And I did prove on the 60-hour model, it ran for 58 hours in the channel's longest time lapse to date. So let's just focus on testing the charge speed, runtime at max brightness, and lumens output, as those things have changed in this model. So here are the results of the lumens testing. Okay, I have this lux meter, and I do have the light turned on at maximum with all 3 lights cranked all the way up. We're going to see how many lumens this is from a meter away, so that's how you convert lux to lumens, is by measuring lux at 1 meter. So let me go ahead and set this to max. I'm going to get it from every angle to make sure we get the maximum amount of light. Looks like we're topping out around 907. Oh, 960. There we go. Sometimes you have to have it upright. Okay, there's the final result. 963 lumens at 1 meter. Now let me get as close as I can and see if I can show you the difference. Right in front of the light, right in front of the LEDs, we get 96,000 lux. So yeah, it's obviously significantly brighter because you're sticking it right inside the bright LEDs. I'm curious what the maximum on the warm white is, and that's obviously much, much lower. We're looking at about 300 lumens. Yeah, 300 lumens at 1 meter, so much dimmer. This means it would actually consume less power. And for S's and G's, I decided to go ahead and do the red light. We're only getting 70 lumens at this distance, 75. That goes to show you how much less power red light has, and that's cranked all the way up. Now, as for the results of the runtime at max brightness, it lasted an incredible 8 hours. This is more than double the runtime of the previous model at the same maximum settings. Now, as for charge rate from USB-C, I did test the charge rate. It is 30 watts and using the Power Delivery 3.0 protocol, which means it can handle 30 watts both charging and discharging. Now, as for the charge time from dead to full, it took almost exactly 3 hours to charge from dead at the full max rate of 30 watts. My meter claims that it charged around 3,450 milliamp hours, but this is going to be at the 20 volt USB port. It does show approximately 68 watt hours to recharge, which is significantly more than the 58 watt hours that the battery can actually hold. And this is going to include losses to heat and conversion between the 20 volt USB port and the voltage of the NMC battery, which is going to be 3.7 volts. So if you were to say charge this flashlight with a power bank or a power station, it would consume 68 watt hours of that battery to charge this 58 watt hour battery. So what do I think about the T1 camping light? Well, let's talk about the cons first, where I think they missed the boat on this upgrade. Now, my first gripe is they removed the physical on-off button that used to be on the bottom. Now it's somewhat pretty easy to accidentally press a button and turn the flashlight on, as you can see, without even realizing it. Now, speaking of these bubble buttons, all 3 of them look and feel exactly the same in the dark. Basically, you're going to just keep pressing something until it turns on, and 33% of the time it's going to be that friggin' useless red SOS light. They should have made the power button with a raised dot so that in the dark you can feel for the power switch, or better yet, just make the first press of any button illuminate the buttons, and then the second press allows you to turn it on. It should also be a lot harder to turn on the SOS, which I just did super easy with a 1-second button press. I mean, when you turn on any flashlight, the first light should be normal white, not friggin' SOS. Last, they no longer include the sheath with carrying strap. WTF! That made this thing super easy to carry on your wrist and also provided a place to keep the included charging cord and stake down stakes. So you can actually stake down the legs so this thing's opened up and it doesn't blow away in the wind. You have nowhere to store on this model compared to the last model. And the sheath was actually one of my favorite features, believe it or not. Now that being said, there is a lot to love about this upgrade. First, being how good it feels in the hand. I mean, it feels like something that you could use for self-defense. It's heavy, it's metal. The little stamped holes in the side provide a good grip, even when it's wet. And it looks awesome when the legs are pulled down and it's sat on a table. See, doesn't that look really cool? The lights actually shine through the holes. And that solves one of the big issues with the original, was that if you turned on the inside lights, you couldn't tell they were on unless you pulled them out. On this version, that's been completely solved, and you can actually use this as a night light with this level of glow. It's actually the perfect amount of light in a tent or back of a vehicle late at night to see where you are, and it's actually a really nice touch. Now, speaking of these legs, man, they feel so much more robust and heavy duty than the old version. I mean, listen to that loud click. You're not going to have to guess if the leg is in place or not. And the stake down holes on this model are exceptionally large, and they're actually rubberized too, making it really easy to stake the light down in windy conditions. Yet it's still grippy on smooth surfaces. Nice. My favorite new feature, you guessed it, is the red light. You know, it is really difficult to find a red light in a flashlight, let alone find it in a lantern. In fact, I think this is the first lantern style light I've ever seen that actually has a red setting. Let me tell you, it's also very bright in the red setting. You can't tell with all the white light in the room, but man, I tell you what, turn the lights out, it is bright. And what's great is red light doesn't ruin your night vision. So if you like to stargaze, or you're doing astrophotography at night, or you just want to search for UFOs without attracting unwanted attention, the red setting will let you do that and not make you go night blind. It also doesn't shine as much at night, so if you're trying to be stealthy, red is the way to go. Red LEDs are also about 20% more power efficient than white, so you should get a lot longer runtime using red. 2 thumbs up for this feature, BougeRV. Now, what I also like is the super long runtime. Whether you get the claimed 102 hours or not, it's superb. Even if these updates add about a quarter pound of heft to the flashlight. Now, adding 2.5 pounds to your pack just for a light is going to be no bueno for avid hikers. Although I wouldn't really call this a hiking appliance. This is more for camping close to your vehicle, short distance hikes over that hilltop over there to set up a telescope, for lighting up a tent, campsite, back of your truck, whatever. It's really not meant for carrying 5 miles into the wilderness. In fact, it has a 1/4-inch tripod hole in the bottom, and that tells you right then and there it's really meant for campsite use. This actually could be used as a photography light in a pinch, assuming you can use the 2000 or 6000 Kelvin in your shoot. Now, I could definitely use this as a live stream light at night, even if it is a bit harsh. So there you have it, the T1 camping light from BougeRV. I think it's pretty awesome, especially for the price. What's the price? Now, it's typically $90 on their website, but viewers of HOBOTECH get a special discount, bringing that price down to only $79 with code. That's what you'd pay for one of those fake million lumen flashlights on Amazon, except this is a heavy-duty waterproof lantern with a truly useful 3000 lumen output. So if you're interested, there's a link in the description below. I'm also going to put a link across the bottom of the screen along with a QR code that you can scan. If you're watching me on TV, that'll take you on over to the BougeRV website where you can check out the new T1 camping lantern. Thanks for watching. Until next time.
Odin commands you to like and subscribe, and clean my litter box.